you are okay. In this video, you're gonna have the second part of the grammar lesson. As we said before, there are two types of sentences, compound sentences and complex sentences. In the previous video, we discussed the compound sentences, so this video is mainly about the complex sentences. Before explaining the complex sentences, as usual, let's take a look at the following examples. Kara slept early, sentence number 1. She was tired, sentence number 2. Let's try to join the two sentences using the word because. So the answer will be Kara slept early because she was tired. Let's check the first part of the sentence. Who slept early? Kara. So Kara is the subject. What did she do? Slept early. So it is the predicate. So this part is a simple sentence. Great. Can we use this part of the sentence alone? Let me say it again. Kara slept early. Can this part be used alone? Yes, it can be used alone. So it is a simple sentence. Let's check the other part. Because she was tired. She is the subject. Was tired is the predicate. But can this part of the sentence be used alone? Can you use this part of the sentence alone? Because she was tired. What happened? I don't know. Repeat it in your mind. Because she was tired. Can you use this part of the sentence alone? Does it make sense? No, it doesn't. It cannot be used alone. So it is a dependent clause. What is the meaning of dependent clause? It is dependent because it needs the first part of the sentence. It needs the other part of the sentence to make sense. And it is a clause because it has a subject and a predicate. So a clause is a group of words that has a subject and a predicate. So any group of words that has a subject and a predicate, we call it a clause. Why is it dependent? Because it needs the first part of the sentence to make sense. It cannot be used alone. What do we call the part of the sentence that cannot be used alone? We call it a dependent clause. The two parts joined together, they make up a complex sentence. What is a complex sentence? It's a sentence that is made up of the simple sentence, Kara slept early, and the dependent clause because she was tired. I will explain this in details in the following examples. Don't worry. Another example, everyone laughed. The clown showed up. Can we join these two sentences together? Yes, we can join them using the conjunction when. So the answer will be everyone laughed when the clown showed up. Let's check the first part of the sentence. Everyone laughed. Everyone is the subject. Laughed is the predicate. Can this part of the sentence be used alone? Yes, it can. So this part is a simple sentence and it can be used alone. Let's check the second part. When the clown showed up. The clown is the subject. Showed up is the predicate. Can you use this part of the sentence alone? Can you use this part of the sentence without using the other part? Okay, I need you to reread this part again. When the clown showed up. What happened when the clown showed up? We don't know. So, can this part of the sentence be used alone without the other part? No. What do we call the part of the sentence that cannot be used alone? We call it a dependent clause. What is the meaning of a dependent clause? Dependent clause is a group of words that has a subject and a predicate, but it needs other part of the sentence to make sense. Another example, Amanda found a toy store. Sentence number 1. She can get wonderful toys. Sentence number 2. Let's try to join the two sentences using the conjunction where. It's gonna be Amanda found a toy store where she can get wonderful toys. Let's check the first part. Amanda found a toy store. Amanda is the subject. Found a toy store is the predicate. So this is a simple sentence. Can this part of the sentence be used alone? Yes, it can be used alone. Amanda found a toy store. What about the other part where she can get wonderful toys? She is the subject, can get wonderful toys is the predicate, but can this part be used alone where she can get wonderful toys? So what happened? We don't know. So can this part be used alone? No, it cannot be used alone. So what do we call it? We call it a dependent clause. So a simple sentence and a dependent clause, when they are joined together, they will make up a complex sentence. Great. So my question is, what is a complex sentence? A complex sentence is a sentence that is made up of a simple sentence and a dependent clause. For example, I'm staying at home because it is snowing. This sentence is made up of two parts. I'm staying at home because it is snowing. This sentence is made up of two parts. I'm staying alone because it is snowing. It is made up of a simple sentence and a dependent clause. Let's check the simple sentence. I'm staying at home. Can this sentence be used alone? Yes, it can. So it is a simple sentence. What about the other part, the dependent clause? Can it is be used alone? No, it can't, and that's why we call it a dependent clause, because it needs or it depends on the other part of the sentence to make sense and to give meaning. Great. The two parts joined together will make up a or will form a complex sentence. So again, what is the meaning of a complex sentence? A complex sentence is made up of a simple sentence and a dependent clause. What do we call the words that join the parts of a complex sentence? What about the conjunctions or the words that join the two parts of the complex sentence? We call them subordinating conjunctions. Repeat after me. Subordinating conjunctions. Subordinating conjunctions. What are the subordinating conjunctions? They are words that join the two parts of the complex sentences. These are the most common subordinating conjunctions: after, before, when, where, because, since, if, until, while, and although. After and before, they tell about the order of things, the order of the events. When, it tells about the time. Where, it tells about the place. Because, it tells the reason. And the conjunction since, it tells the reason. What is the meaning of the conjunction since? It means because. So because and since, both of them tell about the reason. If, it means condition. One action depends on the other. When we have two actions, one of them depends on the others, we use the subordinating conjunction if. Until, it means up to that time or till that time. While, it means during, although it joins two opposite ideas. Two ideas that are opposite. Don't worry, all of these conjunctions are going to be highlighted through the examples, and you will get to know the exact meaning of each conjunction through the examples. And now, let's have a look at the following examples. Danny came, sentence number 1. Kara needed help, sentence number 2. Let's join the two parts using the conjunction because. First of all, let me remind you what is the type of this conjunction. It is a subordinating conjunction. Great. It's gonna be Danny came because Kara needed help. Let's check the first part. Can this part of the sentence be used alone? Danny came. Yes, it can. It has a subject, it has a predicate, so this part can be used alone, and it is a simple sentence. Great. What about the next part? Because Kara needed help. Can this part be used alone? Kara is the subject, needed help is the predicate. Let's check this part. Because Kara needed help. Can you use this part of the sentence without using the others? No. So what do we call this part? We call it a dependent clause. Why is it called a dependent clause? Because it needs the other part of the sentence to give meaning. The two parts joined together, the simple sentence and the dependent clause, will make up a complex sentence. What is a complex sentence? Two parts or two sentences joined together with the conjunctions if, because, although, after, before, when, where, while, since, or until. Great. Another example. I woke up late. I would miss the bus. Let's try joining them with the conjunction if. So the answer will be, if I woke up late, I would miss the bus. What will happen if I woke up late? I would miss the bus. So one action depends on the other. One action leads to the other. If the first action happened, if I woke up late, the second one will also happen. I would miss the bus. There's one more thing I need you to remember. If the subordinating conjunction starts the sentence, if it comes at the beginning of the sentence, you will have to put a comma at the end of the first part or the first sentence. Again, when joining two sentences with a subordinating conjunction, when a subordinating conjunction starts the sentence, you will have to put a comma at the end of the first sentence. If it is in the middle of the sentence, no commas are needed. Don't put commas between the sentences. Let's check the first part. If I woke up late. Can this part of the sentence be used alone? I is the subject, woke up late is the predicate. Let's check this part. Can this part of the sentence be used alone? If I woke up late. What will happen if I woke up late? We don't know. So no, this part cannot be used alone. So it is the dependent clause. The part with the subordinating conjunction, we call it the dependent clause. So what do we call the part that starts with the subordinating conjunction? We call it the dependent clause. Why is it a dependent clause? Because it depends or it needs the other part of the sentence to give meaning or to make sense. Let's move to the second part. I would miss the bus. Can we use this part of the sentence alone? Yes. I is the subject, would miss the bus is the predicate. This part of the sentence, it can be used alone, so it is a simple sentence. The two parts joined together, the dependent clause or the simple sentence, we call it a complex sentence. The subordinating conjunctions can come at the beginning of the sentence or in the middle of the sentence. Another example. We played. It got dark. We will use the subordinating conjunction until. What does it mean? It means to that time. So we played until it got dark. We played to the time it got dark. Let's check the first part. We played. It has a subject and a predicate. It's a simple sentence. It can be used alone. We played. Does it make a sense on its own? Yes, it makes a sense on its own. What about the other part? Until it got dark. Can we use this part of the sentence alone? It is the subject, got dark is the predicate. Let's check the meaning. Until it got dark. What happened until it got dark? We don't know. So can this part of the sentence be used alone? No. What do we call this part? Dependent clause. The two parts joined together will make up a complex sentence. Great. Another example. She fixed the computer. It got damaged. Let's join the two sentences using the conjunction after. The answer will be, she fixed the computer after it got damaged. Great. So now we do have two sentences joined together with the subordinating conjunction after, so it is a complex sentence. Let's check the first part. She fixed the computer. Can this part of the sentence make sense on its own? Can it be used alone? Yes, it is a simple sentence and it can be used alone. She fixed the computer. What about the other part? After it got damaged. Let's read the whole part. After it got damaged. What happened after it got damaged? We don't know. So can we use this part of the sentence without the other part? No, it can't happen. So we call it the dependent clause. Why? Because it depends on the other part. The two parts joined together will make up a complex sentence. Uncle Rumi looked scary. James liked him. Let's try to join the two sentences using the conjunction although. The subordinating conjunction although is used to connect two opposite ideas or two opposite things. Uncle Rumi looked scary. James liked him. Which action happened first? Uncle Rumi looked scary. So the conjunction although comes before the first action or the first event. So the answer will be although Uncle Rumi looked scary, what happened? James liked him. Again, as you can see here in this example, the conjunction starts the sentence. So we need to put a comma at the end of the first sentence. Great. Let's check the first part. Although Uncle Rumi looked scary. Uncle Rumi is the subject. Looked scary is the predicate. Can we use this part of the sentence alone? Although Uncle Rumi looked scary. What happened? We don't know. So can this part of the sentence be used without the other part? No. And yes, great. That's why we call it the dependent clause. What about the other part? James liked him. James is the subject, liked him is the predicate. Can this part be used alone without the other part? Yes, it is a simple sentence and it can be used alone. The tornado hit the town. All the buildings were destroyed. Let's join the two sentences or the two parts using the conjunction after. So, as I said before, the conjunction after, it shows the order of the events. Which event happened first? The tornado hit the town. What happened when the tornado hit the town? All the buildings were destroyed. So the answer will be, after the tornado hit the town, all the buildings were destroyed. Can we write it in another way? Yes. It can also be, all the buildings were destroyed after the tornado hit the town. The most important thing is to know the order of the events. Let's take a look at this one. After the tornado hit the town, does the conjunction start the sentence? Yes, it starts the sentence, and that's why we need to put a comma at the end of the first sentence. So please remember, when the subordinating conjunction starts the sentence, a comma is needed at the end of the first sentence. Let's take a look at this part. After the tornado hit the town, can we use this part of the sentence alone? After the tornado hit the town. What happened after the tornado hit the town? We don't know, so no, we can't use this part alone. So it is a dependent clause because it depends on the other part of the sentence to make sense. Let's take a look at the other part. All the buildings were destroyed. Can we use this part of the sentence alone? Yes, we can use it. It is a simple sentence that can be used alone. The two parts together will make up a complex sentence. Great. I like to eat popcorn. I watch a movie. Let's try to use the subordinating conjunction while. What does it mean? It means during. So I like to eat popcorn during watching the movie. That is the meaning of the subordinating conjunction while. Let's use it. I like to eat popcorn while I watch a movie. During, in the time of watching the movie. Let's check the first part. I like to eat popcorn. Can we use this part of the sentence without the other? Yes, we can use it. So it is a simple sentence. What about the other part? While I watch a movie. What do you like to do while you watch a movie? We don't know. So can this part of the sentence be used alone? No. So it is a dependent clause. Why? Because it depends and it needs the other part of the sentence to make sense. Let me ask you, does the subordinating conjunction start the sentence? No, it doesn't start the sentence. So no comma is needed in the middle of the sentence or between the two parts. Another example, she is smart. She had low grades. So here we have two opposite ideas. She's smart, she had low grade. So we are going to use the subordinating conjunction although. Let me remind you for the second time, the subordinating conjunction, although it comes before the action happens first. So, which action happens first? She is smart. What happens after that? She had low grades. So, it's gonna be, although she's smart, she had low grades. Did the conjunction start the sentence? Yes, it starts the sentence. That's why we need a comma at the end of the first sentence. Great. Now, let's check the first part. Although she's smart. Can this part of the sentence be used alone? Although she's smart. What happened? We don't know. So, can we use it alone? No, we can't use it alone. It needs the other part of the sentence to tell complete information and to make sense. Let's move to the next part. She had low grades. Can we use this part of the sentence alone? Yes, we can. She had low grades. So it is a simple sentence. It can be used alone. The two parts joined together will make up a complex sentence. Awesome. Another example. I'm extremely happy. I finished my exams. So here we do have a reason. Why am I extremely happy? Because I finished my exams. So we can use the conjunction since. As I said before, the conjunction since, it means because, and it's used for telling reasons. I'm extremely happy since I finished my exams. It means I'm extremely happy because I finished my exams. Let's check the first part. I'm extremely happy. Can this part of the sentence be used on its own? Yes, it's a simple sentence. It does tell complete information. What about the other part? Since I finished my exams. Can this part of the sentence be used alone? It cannot be used alone, so it is a dependent clause. Why is it a dependent clause? Because it needs the other part of the sentence to give meaning and to tell complete information. Great. So let me remind you what is a complex sentence. It's a sentence that is made up of a simple sentence and a dependent clause joined together with the subordinating conjunctions if, because, although, after, before, when, where, while, since, and until. Another example. She will have the party in her house. Her mother allowed her. So, she will have the party in her house if her mother allowed her. One action depends on the other. Let's check the first part. She will have the party in her house. Can this part be used alone? Yes, it can be used alone, and it is called a simple sentence. What about the other part? If her mother allowed her. Let's read this part of the sentence alone. If her mother allowed her. What will happen if her mother allowed her? We have no idea. So, can this part of the sentence be used alone? No, and so it is called a dependent clause. Another example. He finished all of his tasks. Sentence number 1. He went home. Sentence number 2. Let's use the subordinating conjunction when. He finished all of his tasks when he went home. Great. Let's check the first part. He finished all of his tasks. He is the subject. The rest of the sentence is the predicate. Can this part of the sentence be used alone? Yes, he finished all of his tasks. This part, it gives complete information, so it can be used alone. What about the other part, when he went home? Can this part of the sentence be used alone? Let's read it without the other part one more time. When he went home. What happened when he went home? We don't know. So, no, this part, it cannot be used alone. So, we call it the dependent clause. Why? Because it needs, or it depends on the other part of the sentence to make sense. The two parts joined together will form a complex sentence. Another example. She likes to sing. She is in the shower. Let's use the subordinating conjunction while. What does it mean? It means during or in that time. So she likes to sing during the shower or while she is in the shower. Great. Let's check the first part. She likes to sing. She is the subject. Likes to sing is the predicate. Can this part of the sentence be used alone? Yes. So it is a simple sentence. Great. What about the other part? While she's in the shower. Can this part of the sentence be used alone? No, it doesn't give meaning. It doesn't tell complete information, so we call it the dependent clause. What do we call the part that starts with the subordinating conjunction? We call it the dependent clause. They ate dinner. They watched the movie. Let's use the subordinating conjunction before. As I said before, this kind of conjunction, it shows the order of the events. So it's gonna be, they ate dinner before they watched a movie, or they watched a movie before they ate dinner. Both of them are correct. We don't know exactly which one happened the first. Okay, always think of the meaning of the sentence. Does it make a sense or no? Let's check the first part. They ate dinner. Can this part of the sentence be used alone? Yes, it can be used alone. What about the other part? Before they watched a movie. Let's read it without the first part. Before they watched a movie. Can this part of the sentence be used alone? No, it can't. So what do we call this part? We call it the dependent clause. This part, it starts with the subordinating conjunction before, so it is the dependent clause. Let me remind you one more time of the different subordinating conjunctions. They are if, because, although, after, before, when, where, while, since, and until. I'll tell you about your homework. It's gonna be Reader's Notebook page 106 and 107. And as for the grammar worksheets, they are gonna be pages 5 and 6. That's it for today. Thank you so much.